Hi, you guys. Welcome back. Hopefully you got all your stuff together. I am Julie, and welcome to Operation Remote Resilience. I'm a Level 2 Warriors at Ease teacher, and today we are here to guide you through a 30-minute restorative yoga class that is designed to create a greater sense of ease in the mind and the body using gentle, supported movement along with your breath. This is Bryant. He's here to help us, and just wanted to let you know today is the last class of this Operation Remote Resilience for a while. So I'll give you some information at the end on where to find some more resources that you might need. So enjoy. And we're just going to start in a space stretched out on our backs. So get comfortable. Take whatever shape feels good to you. And remember, this yoga practice should always be individualized to your body's needs, your mind's needs, wherever you're at in the moment, and that might change from day to day, week to week, or even just moment to moment within your practice. So keep checking in and see what resonates with you and see what doesn't. And always the option to modify, switch it up, take a different shape, and say no thank you. Just keep checking in. Make this your practice. We all show up with different things, different injuries, different whatevers. And so this should be individualized. No two people move or breathe the same way. So treat it just for you. Bryant has a towel underneath his head for a little bit of support. If you have low back pain, which I know a lot of us do, I love this version of Constructive Rest, bringing the feet to the ground and knees up towards the ceiling. It really supports the low back. Or you can take a bolster, if you still want those legs stretched long, and place them gently underneath the knees, giving a little bit of lift underneath the knees and support. So they're not reaching for the ground. You're feeling supported and grounded here. We're just going to start to settle in here, really allowing yourself to arrive today, arrive to this space, arrive to this next 30 minutes that is just for you. Can you give yourself that gift of self-care? So important. And just start to check in with the physical body, maybe gently moving from head to toe, taking a light body scan, checking in with those areas that feel like they're tight or stuck or holding on or gripping. And as we move and as we breathe together, allowing the breath to soften around those edges a little bit. And start to check in with the breath. Notice the quality of your breath today. Notice the quality of your breath right now. No need to organize or fix anything. Just check in and notice maybe the natural length of each inhale and the natural length of each exhale. Notice the gentle rise and fall of the belly. Notice the gentle expansion of the chest. And if it feels safe in your body today, maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you find a nice soft gazing point out above you that feels supportive and restful. Just keep allowing the body to settle in to this shape. The support system underneath the spine right now really supports the natural curves in your back, allows the psoas to soften, the hip flexors to soften. And just like the rest of the practice, I'm going to cue the breath, and if that doesn't feel right to you, find your own natural rhythm. Today we'll take it into a little bit of balanced breath before we start to move. We'll breathe in for a count of 4, and then gently exhale for a count of 4, really allowing it to maintain a place that is effortless and natural. Don't force the breath. You don't have to hold the breath, but just allowing the inhale to become longer and the exhale to become longer. Finding this place of rhythm, finding this place of balance, really regulating our nervous systems, bringing that back into a place of rest, restore, and recover. If you'd like to take that balanced breath here, maybe place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart space, making that connection to the breath and to the body, really being able to notice it moving in and out of the physical body. If it feels right to move forward with that, start to empty out the lungs gently. And then inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then just release that rhythm of breath. Come back to your natural rhythm. And always opportunity to notice and observe. Getting really curious, not critical. Checking in. If you're ready, we'll start to make our way off of any props that you've taken here. We're coming back down onto our back so you can just stay stretched out if that feels good to you. Just remove those props from underneath the legs and start to stretch long, reaching the arms above the head and reaching those legs out long in front of you. And can you really reach into opposite ends of the room here, coming all the way out through the top of the body and all the way out through the end of the body? Kind of like a morning stretch in bed. Opportunity to check in and notice those edges. Can you soften around there? And then leaving those legs together, keep drawing them together, and you'll start to bring both feet to the bottom right corner of your mat. If you need a little bit more here, you can also take that left ankle and cross it on top of the right ankle. Bring this a little bit deeper into the hips. And then when you found the lower body shape that you need, start to move the upper body over to that same side, to the right side here. We're creating a sensation of stretch all along the left side body, into the rib cage, underneath the armpit, to the top of the hip. And then check in, how can you settle into this shape? Start by softening the shoulders back down onto the ground, little to no work in the upper body here. Check in with the face and the jaw. Can you find some ease there? Soften in the hips. And then when you're ready, take a big breath in. Allow yourself to arrive here. And then big exhale. Can you settle in just a little bit more? A few more breaths here. Big inhale. Breathe all the way into that left side body. And then nice long exhale. Biggest breath in this shape. Inhale, fill it up. And then nice long exhale. And if you've taken the cross at the ankles, just gently uncross those ankles. Start to bring those legs back into the middle, and then the upper body will follow. Pause just for a moment, and then start to make your way into the other side. So drawing those legs together and then bringing both feet over to the bottom left corner of your mat. You might, if you need a little bit more depth, take that right ankle and gently cross it on top of the left. And then start to bring the upper body over to the same side. And this time we're seeking that stretch all along the right side body, into the rib cage, underneath the armpit, all the way to the top of the hip. And then how can you settle in here, starting from head to toe? Can you find a little bit more space and a little bit more length? Take a big breath in. Really allow yourself to arrive. And then as you exhale, where can you find more space for yourself? 2 more just like that. Big inhale. Nice long exhale. Biggest breath in this shape. Inhale, fill it up. And then nice long exhale. Where can you soften? If you've taken the cross at the ankles, just gently uncross the legs and bring them back into center, and the upper body will follow. And when you're ready, just gently start to draw both knees in towards the chest, in towards the heart space. You're coming into this little hug. Bringing those feet up off the floor. Maybe you'll gently rest those hands around the knees, around the shins, or if you need a little bit more space, grabbing behind the thighs is a great option, or even utilizing a strap here. And check in and notice if the body is asking for a little bit of movement, or maybe it wants stillness here. So you might take the knees gently from left to right, finding a nice massage on that low back, or making small circles with the knees in one direction and then the other. Make sure you're still breathing. Don't hold your breath. And then gently coming to center, bring those feet down to the floor, and you'll leave those knees pointed up towards the ceiling, just getting the hips warmed up a little bit here, finding a little bit of movement. Walk those feet at least hips width distance apart. You might take them a little bit wider. You can always adjust as we go. Taking this movement to breath at first, take a really big inhale here in center. And then as you exhale, leave the feet where they are. Let both knees gently come down onto the right side of your body. You should feel this into the hips, maybe on the outer of the hip, maybe into the lower back and the glute. Inhale, bring them up to center. And then exhale, use that breath to take them down to the left side of your body. You can find this in your own speed, your own rhythm. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, gently dropping to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop them down to the left, nice and gentle. Inhale through center. And then use that exhale, gently drop those knees down to the right side of your body and just hold here for a moment. So we want to feel this into the hips. So the feet do need to stay a little bit wider. This is not a twist in the back, but more a stretch in the top of the hips. So find that for yourself wherever you are. Take a couple breaths. We won't be here long. And then when you're ready, coming back through center, take a big breath in. And then exhale, allow the knees to come down to the other side of your body, finding that same stretch on the top of the hips here, maybe into the glute and the lower back. Check in, are you holding your breath? And where can you soften around those edges? And when you're ready, gently bringing those knees back up through the center, take a big inhale. And a big exhale. You can gently roll onto your right side, coming into fetal shape for just a moment so we can make our way up and find all of our props for our next shape. Take a moment here. The invitation, and you can always tune me out if that's your preference, but the invitation today is to ask yourself, is there something you need to hear that you've been waiting for someone else to say to you? Is there something else you need to hear today, right now, that you've been waiting for someone else to say to you? I'm a great mom, a great dad. I'm a supportive friend. I'm a loving partner and spouse. I'm an all-around kick-butt human being. I'm working really hard. This isn't always easy. I've got your back. Is there something you need to hear today that you have been waiting for someone else to say to you? And can you really start to create that internal dialogue for yourself so that that external validation becomes less important? Take a really big breath in here. And a nice long exhale. Take that top hand, place it in front of the chest, and then just start to push into both hands, making your way out of this shape. We'll be using a bolster or a blanket for this next one. I really like the blanket. It's a lot less stress on the back here. We're moving into a supported open twist. So if you've already taken this shape before, you might know what you like. So taking a towel underneath the head at the top of your mat is a really nice option. You need to top of your mat. And then underneath the ribs, you're going to place this bolster perpendicular to your mat. And you may not want this much lift. If this is too much lift for you, take a towel, or you might even do it solo on the mat without anything underneath you for support. So wherever you need to be, bring that right hip up against the bolster. Draw those knees gently together, curl those feet behind you. Find a really nice tall spine first here. And then take a big breath in. And as you exhale, take that right side body down over that bolster and allow the head to come onto that support system at the top, resting that shoulder in between the bolster and the towel. Take a big breath in here. And then as you exhale, start to peel that left shoulder open towards the ground beneath you. You're opening up the chest towards the ceiling. So knees are staying pointed towards the right. Chest will come up towards the ceiling as much as that feels right in the body. I love a support system here underneath that left shoulder. Sometimes our shoulders don't meet the earth. And so bringing the earth up to us is what creates this system of support. Good. Keep that chest reaching up towards the ceiling. We're looking for an open chest, open shoulders here. So it's more about that upper body than how much depth you can get into the spine. We want this to be a place of healthy rotation in the spine. Allow that upper body to rest. So if that arm isn't meeting the ground, maybe bring something underneath it or bring it onto the body. And then take a big breath in here. Allow yourself to arrive. Big exhale. You can always take some fidgets and move around after you've taken a few breaths in the shape to see what works for you and make any adjustments as you need. If you want to bring this stretch into the cervical spine up into the neck and the neck is feeling healthy today, you might start to take the gaze out over that left shoulder, so opposite of the way your knees are facing. A few more breaths here. Really allow yourself to keep settling into this shape. Notice the jaw. Maybe part the lips, drop the tongue away from the roof of the mouth, and find some space and some softness in that jaw. Our jaws and our hips really like to hold on to stress and to physical tension. So check in with those areas. Notice if you're tight or if you're gripping. Find some space. A few more breaths in this shape. Big breath in. Big exhale. Let's take 2 more. Really big breath in. Fill it up. Nice long exhale. Where can you find space for yourself? Longest, slowest breath in this shape together. Really big, long inhale. And then nice, long, slow exhale. And then always being gentle with yourself with no rush. When you're ready, start to make your way out of this shape, bringing that left shoulder back over you, coming into that fetal shape. Start to just push into those hands, make your way up. You can leave all the props where they are unless you know you want something different, and just start to flip the body over to the other side. So this time drawing that left hip or the opposite hip up towards that bolster. Knees can curl in gently. Those feet can curl in behind you. Find that nice long spine to start. Big breath in. And then exhale, start to drape the upper body over that support system, finding that place of rest for your head. And then when you're ready, opening up that right shoulder, peeling it open, allowing the chest to come to a place that feels open. So I just extended Bryant's floor basically so that his arm and upper body can feel supported and held. Find whatever works for you in your neck. You might start to take the gaze out over that right shoulder. And always remember, we are bilateral, which means both sides of our body move very differently. So choose what works for each side. You don't have to do on one side what you did on the other. Take a big breath in here. And then exhale. Soften that tummy. Soften the hips and the glutes. Can you soften into the thighs and in the shoulders? And the eyes and the cheeks. Find some ease and some space in the jaw. Keep allowing yourself to come deeper and deeper into this shape naturally. Don't force anything. Keep allowing yourself to feel supported and held, grounded. This shape gently decompresses our spine, stretches our chest, shoulders, and a little bit into the outer hip. And it can help relieve low back pain. And with the chest facing up towards the ceiling in this really open shape, it can also create a sense of receptivity. Let's take 2 more breaths here together. Big inhale. Nice long exhale. Really big, long breath in. Long, slow exhale. And then when you're ready, maybe bringing that right shoulder back over you, coming into fetal shape onto the left side. Gently moving your way out of this shape. Take that right hand, start to press into both hands, making your way up out of this shape. You can leave your bolster on your mat, your props nearby. We're going to make our way into a supported child's pose. So many options here. I would love if you would start on hands and knees. Keep your bolster nearby. You can also take blocks underneath that bolster for a little bit more, here you can put two, elevation, making kind of this little structure underneath you. If you need more lift than that, you can stack a couple of folded blankets or towels. So come on to hands and knees here and bring those knees a little bit outside of the bolster or that structure system that you've created. And then start to sink those hips. You'll see Brian's already there. Bring those hips down towards those heels. And then start to bring the upper body, he's ready to go. Bring that upper body down onto the bolster. And then once you're there, you might notice that you need a little bit more lift or maybe a little bit less so you can find more depth in this shape. So check in and make those adjustments as you need so you can really settle into this nice little forward fold. Should feel supported and grounded. If there's a lot of tension underneath the knees, you can take this same shape by elevating the hips and drawing the hips in line with the knees. So just keeping up out of that heavy flexion in the knees. You can also take a little bit of a support system if the hips don't meet the heels, like in my body, and take this underneath so you just have a little bit more lift, a little bit more support. Good. So whatever you need to settle in, take a really big inhale once you're there. And then allow that exhale to take you into your depth of this shape. You might take the right cheek to the bolster to start, or maybe the forehead, wherever it feels restful in the neck, supported. And keep checking in here. Notice those areas that feel like they're gripping or holding on. Can you soften around the hips and the glutes? Can you really spread out around the low back here, finding space for yourself? And start softening all the way up the spine. Soften in the neck and the face. Can you release the tension in between the shoulder blades, that space right behind your heart? Keep allowing the breath to be long, slow, sweet. Big breath in. And a big exhale. This supported child's pose creates healthy flexion in the spine, gently stretches our back and our glutes, our quadriceps, which are the tops of our thighs. It can be a shape that helps soothe anxiety and restlessness. An opportunity to check in here. Notice what's going on with the jaw. If it's clenched, can you part the lips and gently drop the tongue away from the roof of the mouth and give that jaw just a little wiggle, a little yawn motion. And then also notice the tension in the hips. If it feels like you're gripping around the hips, can you send breath into those areas and really create some space and some softness there? There tends to be a connection between the tension in our jaw and our hips. So check in with one, and you might find a little bit of ease with the other. A few more breaths here. Big inhale. Really long exhale. Let's take 3 more here together. Big breath in. A nice long breath out. Maybe switch that gaze if you want to stretch out the other side of your neck. 2 more big breath in. Nice long exhale. Longest, slowest breath in this shape here together. Really long, slow inhale. Fill it up. Do not rush the exhale. Let it go. Really gently, really slowly starting to make your way out of the shape. Bring those hands maybe underneath the shoulders and start to bring them up towards the hips, and then push into those hands. Lift that head, lift that chest. Remove your props out from underneath you. I'm gonna leave your bolster in your way. We're gonna go straight forward. So we're gonna move into this open heart shape. Take those props. You're going to really create this space of opening in the shoulders and support system underneath that upper body and into that upper back and into the neck. There's lots of different options here for whatever your preference is. Bryant likes a little bit more lift, a little bit more incline. So he's taking that top block at the top of his mat and then making this little L shape and then draping the bolster on this incline underneath him. You can do the same thing. You can stack more blankets if you want more lift. You can elevate the head a little bit more, maybe put an extra towel underneath the head. Bring that tailbone to the end of that bolster, and then just gently start to bring the upper body down over that bolster. You really want to find this beautiful open space in the upper body. And then restfulness under the head. Bryant took this blanket underneath the knees, just like he did in the beginning, for that extra support in the low back. And the legs here, you can also find that constructive rest if that's what felt really good for you earlier. Just find a space that works for you, where the heart can be open, the chest can be open, that throat can be open, and the legs can feel restful and supported. Take whatever you need, find your fidgets, get those fidgets out, and then really allow yourself to come into the depth of this shape, settling in here. If you want a little bit more receptivity, I recommend taking those palms, opening up the arms wide, flipping those palms up towards the ceiling, really finding this place of receptivity and openness in the body and in the mind. If you need a little bit more grounding today and you feel a little bit scattered or stressed, maybe bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the abdomen. Just finding this connection, this grounding sensation with the body, with the breath. Big, really big inhale here. Nice, slow, long exhale. Really allow yourself to come into this shape. Keep softening the face and the eyes. Can you really allow that throat to be open and spacious? That is our voice. That is our place of self-expression. Allow the breath to gently move in and out of the belly. An opportunity to ask yourself, has anything shifted? Has anything changed over the last 25 minutes here with each other? Good, bad, ugly, right? Just check in. Again, get really curious, not critical. Take inventory. And you soften in the jaw, find some space and ease there for yourself. Taking just a few more breaths in this shape together. Allowing the exhales to take you into your depth of this pose. We're gently also stretching the back. The shoulders. The shape can help alleviate the physical contractions of stress, really opening up that front side of the body again. When we're in a place of fight, flight, freeze, the body's job for survival is to tense up and contract physically, really meant to protect us. So can we bring it back into a space of regulation, of rest, restore, recover by opening up that front side body and really bringing it out of that physical contraction? Finding a little bit more space, a little bit more ease. Down regulating the nervous system with our breath. Let's take 3 more breaths here as a collective. Big inhale. Really long exhale. 2 more. Big breath in. And big breath out. Longest, slowest breath in this shape. Big inhale, fill it up. And then nice long exhale. Option to stay right here if this is feeling good for you as your final resting shape. Or option to make your way out of it and off the props and find the resting shape that works for you today. That will look different for everybody. You can stay in that open heart pose. You can come back to where you were in the beginning. You can take traditional Shavasana, stretching those legs long on the mat. Maybe you take a block underneath the head or a bolster underneath those knees. Where do you need to be? Where do you need to feel the most restful? Really allow yourself to come into that space. Settle in. Bringing the body into this place of rest, this place of restore. Can you soften just a little bit more throughout the whole body, softening in the forehead and the eyes? Finding space into the jaw, maybe unclenching the jaw, parting those lips. Drop the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Let the whole back side of your body feel really held, grounded. And then let your breath come to a place that feels effortless and sweet. Spacious. This final resting shape might be exactly where you need to be for a little bit longer. If you need that, take that. If you need to move forward with your day, we can start to reawaken the physical edges of the body, maybe wiggling the hands, the fingers, the toes, maybe gently rolling the head from side to side. And take a really big breath in. Inhale, fill it up. This time, open your mouth, really let it go. Ha. Do another one just like that. Really big breath in, fill it up. Open your mouth, clean it out, let it go. Ha. And just start to make your way up to a seat if you wish to seal in our practice together. Again, you can always stay here if that's your preference. I have a few things to say after we close together, so don't go anywhere. I will make it quick, make it brief. Allow yourself to sit tall, find a really tall, proud spine, and then bring your hands to where it feels authentic to you. You might rest them on your thighs. You might bring them hands to heart center, traditional in yoga, maybe one hand on the heart and the other hand on top of that. Make it real, make it yours. Gently drop your chin into your chest if you want to move forward with this little loving kindness meditation with me, and bring someone into your heart space that means so much to you, that you love deeply. It might even be yourself. And silently repeat this to that person. May you be happy. May you be healthy in mind, body, and spirit. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. Thank you so much for joining us. I feel so humbled, so honored, so privileged to be able to have taught this over the last 3 months, Operation Remote Resilience. I've been really grateful to be a part of this project. I hope that you guys have enjoyed these classes. We're taking a little bit of a break to get some grants together and some money to keep providing programs like this. But great news is we have a fabulous library now of over 150 classes on our Warriors at Ease YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe, sign up. You can also go to Warriors at Ease website online. Lots and lots of wonderful resources there. Meditations and, lots of good stuff, lots of good reads too. So don't leave us. Lots of places to go and check us out. And we will see you next quarter again when we come back with more classes. So thank you so much. This is Julie and Bryant signing off. Warriors at Ease, Operation Remote Resilience in health, resilience, and connection. Namaste. Going to miss you guys. Thank you so much. See you soon.